Hello students, I am Srishti Tiwari here. Today we are going to discuss about next topic, that is legal and ethical issues in geriatric care. What is the need of studying the legal and ethical issues? There are some common legal and ethical issues in geriatric it has been involved. So these all are the issues. The assessment and the decision capacity and incompetence, if the patient is incapable in the making decision, and the resolution of conflict about care, means if patient is not to resolve what is the conflict has been occur in their care, and the disclosure of the information, means the any confidential information has been getting disclosed to any unknown person or any other person without the consent of the patient, and the termination of the treatment at the end of life, means the termination of the treatment. This is the right for the patient will be means the person want to terminate their treatment or not, and the decision about the long term care. This will be these all are issues for the geriatric person mainly. The from where the issues are coming, means mainly the lack from their lack from their friends and support from family. Due to that lack from support from the family and friends, so from there these issues are coming. So what should we do to resolve these issues as a physician or as a healthcare practitioner? So if the patient, or the mainly we are talking about the geriatric person, if they are getting misled or getting ill informed, or any scrupulous scheme or any defraud them about their property or money, so this is the responsibility of the physician, that they must be advocate for their patient, means they have to teach or they have to make the aware regarding their ethical rights. And means the healthcare practitioners mainly, they are the first to recognize such things, means if the patient is getting misled or the any scrupulous scheme has defrauding them, so they will find first. So this is their responsibility, that they will help and they will refer for their legal assistant, what legal action they can take, they will help them. Next we will see that there are some rights, that how they can get overcome from the issues. So these are some rights. First one is informed consent, second one is autonomy, third one is confidentiality and disclosure, fourth one is advance directive, fifth one is withholding of food and fluids, sixth one is euthanasia, assisted suicide and the palliation, seventh and last one is the discharge and placement. We will discuss one by one. First one is the informed consent. Informed consent means if healthy decisionally capable patient, they will discuss with the healthcare practitioner about their treatment, so they will know about their risk and benefits of their treatment, so they will take their decision voluntarily. And if the person is incapable of taking decision, so there are several legal and principle from the basis of the informed consent is there, and this is the health care practitioners responsibility that they have to inform to the patient about the risk and benefit of the alternative treatments. And it has been stated in our constitution also, that the right to privacy, if the right to privacy and the person's personal liberty and the restraint has taken place, so that will be the interfere with their independence and the action and the choice also. And if the person is capable or the capacitated person is there, so they are having the right that they will take their decision for their treatment. And the self-determination or the autonomy is the foundation of legal and ethical doctrine of informed consent. Self-determination means that every adult or any of sound mind has the right to decide what shall be done with his own body. This is the meaning of self-determination or the autonomy, and this is the mainly the basic principle of the legal and ethical issues. Informed consent is the basic principle of the legal and ethical issues. The patient has the legal and ethical right to make an informed choice that they to consent or to refuse care, even if they are terminating the treatment also. If the outcome of the refusal of the consent is death also, then that time also the patient is having right to refuse the treatment, and the physician is legally and ethically obligated to promote this right to all patients, even to those who are unsophisticated or difficult to inform. That means this is the physician right to advocate them or to make aware them. Next we will see the autonomy. Autonomy that we have seen previously only. Autonomy is the personal freedom and the independence to direct one's own life and make choice for and about oneself. Means the autonomous people are capable of rational thought and the problem solving. Means the if the autonomous people will be, they will thought their thought will be rational, means why they are doing this, and they will be able to solve their problem by their own. And the loss of autonomy and the independence is the real fear among the older person. Mean the older person is having the risk of getting loss of autonomy or the independence. So this is the responsibility of the nurse to encourage the older person that they can develop autonomy within them. Next we will see the confidential and disclosure. So some ethical pledge or the specific statutes has is protects the confidentiality of the physician patient communication. Any communication or anything is going on with the between the physician or any healthcare workers and between the patient. So that has to be protected, that the things has to be confidential, that cannot get disclosed to any person without the patient consent. If the patient is not willing to disclose their confidential thing, so that cannot be disclosed to any other person. So this ethical and legal issue is the basic or the support, we can say, for the therapeutic relationship. Means whatever the confidential thing or is going on between the physician and the patient, that has to be confidential. And the patient statement or is also protected by the doctrine of privilege. Means the any special rights is being protected by the, means patient statements also cannot be get disclosed to any another person. And the all patients are entitled or the confidential unless they give permission. This is the same thing only, means without their permission anything cannot be disclosed to any person without the patient's permission. Next we are going to see about the advance directive. Advance directive means this is related to future prospectives. Means that treatment preference if at the end of life or in the future, if the capacity has been lost by the patient, so the patient is having the right to take treatment preference. So this is of mainly three types. First one is living will, and second the durable power of attorney. We will discuss one by one. First one is living wills. A living will list the intervention the patient would request, accept or reject in the future, usually at the end of life. Physician often have the difficulty accepting and the patient choice to abandon aggressive care and permit death. That means if the patient is taking the decision of death, so that will be the physician will be in the dilemma that it will be the very difficult time for the physician, that what the physician has to do, and the living will be the applicable at that time. Example as is has been given here, that if this patient is saying that if I am hopelessly ill and my physician says that I am not recovered, then the living will be applicable. Or if I am not able to recognize and relate to family and friends, and my physician says that I will not recover, in that case only the living will be applicable. Next, we will see the durable power of attorney for the healthcare. Durable power of attorney for the healthcare is differ from the regular power of attorney. Regular power of attorney means if any person that has been addressed for to take decision or to take concern related to their financial matter or their property rights. And here the durable power of attorney for the healthcare means is different. Means here the person will take their healthcare decision or the treatment related decision only. So this is the different from each other. So here the if the patient is having the incapacitated, means they are not having the proper decision making or the proper decision taking skills or the problem solving skills, in that case the legally the one healthcare agent will be provided to the patient, so that person will take all their decision related to their treatment or healthcare. So these all are about the durable power of attorney. Third one, we are going to see about the do not resuscitate order. Do not resuscitate order means a statement. This is a statement in the medical record has been given that the cardiopulmonary resuscitation will not be performed. Means this is the right for the patient, is that means patient can refuse or patient can deny for the CPR. Means I cannot take CPR, means it can be refused by the patient. This is the right for the patient. Next, we are going to see that the withholding of food and fluid. This is the fifth rights, we can say. The artificial administration of food and fluid is a medical treatment. Means this is also the patient's right, or mainly the elder person, means they can refuse for the food uh, artificial administration of foods and fluid. Next, we are going to see sixth, that is the euthanasia assisted suicide and palliation. Euthanasia means merciful killing or mercy killing. This is an action that is taken by the healthcare practitioner. Means here the patient will request for the euthanasia, means mercy killing. Patient will request to get rid of from the pain or from the illness only. So in this the healthcare practitioner will take an action to lead death for the patient. Next, we are going to see the assisted suicide. This assisted suicide is totally different from the euthanasia. Somewhat it is same, but it is little bit different. An action taken by the patient. There in the euthanasia there was an action taken by the physician, but here an action taken by the patient. So here the only the assistance as patient will attempt suicide under the guidance of the physician. Here the physician will supply the drug to the to the patient, and patient will inhale or patient will inject that drug by their own self. So this is known as assisted suicide. Next, we are going to see the palliation. Palliation means if the patient is suffering at their end of life, so palliative care has been given for the patient to promote their quality of life. So this palliation of care will be for the two reasons. First one is many patients have the unrelieved pain or an other intolerable symptoms. If the person is having unrelieved pain, so in that case the patient will we request for the death, and the most requesting assisted suicide do not want die. Means they can request the suicide, but they don't want actually to die, but they just want to get rid of from the illness. That's why they used to request the suicide or to request death. Next, we are going to discuss seventh one, is that is the discharge and the placement. family and the physician can take decision about their discharge and the for their about their reference uh, without the consulting of the patient. And this is the wrong thing, means the here the patient is having right that they can take their own decision for their discharge and for their referral things. But the this is not beneficial, or this is not good their for their for their for them, means this is not refusal is the means, though they are having the right of refusal of treatment, but this is not beneficial for them as well. But the if the this elderly people are taking decision of discharge or referral things, so that can get affect, so all these things can get affected, like legal, financial, practical, and the quality of life interest of the family and the neighbor, as well as patients also can get affected uh, by their decision, by their this discharge and the referral things. So these were all about the topic. If you people are having any doubt, you can ask your doubts. I will try my best to clear your doubts. Thank you all.